Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today is another decluttering video and kind of just like tidying up my film room because it's a little bit messy. Like always, when is it not messy? So I'm gonna clean up my desk really quick and then I'm going to declutter my primers in that drawer right there and then also my face powders. I have officially finished decluttering my liquid lipsticks, or all of my lipsticks actually, and I'm so happy that that's done because that was like the biggest mess out of all of the makeup items. So now it's gonna get a little bit easier and a little less crazy because there's not quite as many products in each category now. All right, so let's get started cleaning. Okay, so first I'm going to be starting with my powders. I have this little organizer thing that I think I'm going to use for them. I don't know how it's going to work though because I have a lot of powders that are like bigger, like loose setting powders, and I don't think they're all going to fit in this little thing, but we'll figure it out. Okay, I'm just going to go through them one by one, and I have, as usual, a bag over here. I have two bags, one for throwing out if they're just like totally useless, and then one for giving the powders away if I haven't used them or if they've only been slightly used. Okay, first starting with these Wet n Wild Coverall pressed powders. I think that they still sell these, but they're like in a different casing. I am going to throw out these two because they're extremely used, but this one is pretty much new, so I'm gonna keep it. Okay, and then over here I've got a bunch of these NYX Hydra Touch powder foundations. A lot of them I haven't even touched, so I'm gonna give away the shades that don't work for me and keep maybe like two shades that are light enough for me. Okay, so I'm gonna keep Porcelain and Medium Beige and then give away the rest because I've barely even touched them or I haven't even opened these. Next I've got these Pixie by Petra Quick Fix powders in translucid. I'm gonna keep both of these, but they're such an awkward shape. I guess I'll have to put them in the front part over here. I'm just gonna take this out of the box because it's so big. Okay, and then I've got three Beauty Bakery powders. I've got a yellow one, a pink one, and a translucent one. I'm going to give away the pink and the yellow one and keep the translucent. The yellow and the pink just don't work for my skin tones and I haven't really touched them, so I'm gonna give them away. Next we've got this Too Faced Born This Way Ethereal Setting Powder. I remember I wasn't too crazy about this. I literally have never wanted to reach for it ever since I got it, so I'm gonna go ahead and give this away. Then there is this Japanese Kumadori Loose Finishing Powder. I remember I liked this and it looked fine on my face, but it's one of those powders that like is super fine and it blows in the air like if anything hits it. So those aren't really my favorite, so I'm just gonna go ahead and give this away, I think, because I'm just probably never gonna use it again. Next we've got these two Becca Soft Light Blurring powders. One is in pink and one is golden hour. These both do not match me at all. The pink literally is the color of blush, like it doesn't turn translucent on your face, it stays pink. It's so weird. And then the golden hour one is just way too dark for me, so I'm gonna give these away. Next is the Tarte Smooth Operator Amazonian Clay Finishing Powder. This is also one of those powders that is super fine and it like explodes in the air if you blow on it even just a little bit. So I'm gonna go ahead and give this one away. I'm never probably gonna ever use it. Then we've got a Tarte Blot Party Kit. It comes with a pressed powder, a brush, and then I think these are blotting towelettes. I'm gonna keep this because I have not used it, so maybe I'll want to use it. Next we've got these two Pot Beauty Velvet Powder Base. This one is in 3 and this one is in the shade 2. I actually just used 2 in my last tutorial and it worked really well for me, so maybe I'll keep 3 for summertime, like when I'm a little bit tan. Next is the Flower Beauty Miracle Matte Translucent Finishing Powder. This is also a very, very fine powder. It reminds me of the, where did it go? The NYX HD Studio Finishing Powder, and if you guys don't know, I absolutely hate this powder with all my heart. It is the worst powder of all, and this reminds me of it. It just doesn't work on my skin type, I'm not really sure, so I'm gonna give it away. And while we're on the subject, I've got a NYX HD Studio Finishing Powder and 2 NYX Mineral Set It Don't Fret It powders. I'm going to give all of these away because I hate these powders. They give such horrible flashback and they're just really hard to work with, and you breathe them in, the powder goes up your nose all the way to your lungs, and it's just not good. Then there is this NYX HD Finishing Powder. This is like a pressed powder, not a loose one. I also don't like this. It gives pretty bad flashback and it's just too white. It's not translucent, it gives like a white cast. Then we've got this Wet n Wild Mattifying Pressed Powder. I liked this except for it has little sparkles in it and it shows up if you use flash on your face, so I am going to give this one away because I'm probably never going to touch it again. Next is the e.l.f. Loose Powder in Sheer. I actually like this. It is a really fine powder like the NYX HD one, but it doesn't give any flashback. It actually makes your skin look really, really good in all types of pictures, so I'm gonna keep this one. Then there is the Cover FX Perfect Setting Powder, and this one is in Translucent Deep. I will never use this. I don't really think I'm ever going to have the opportunity to use this, so I'm going to give it away. Next we have the Sonia Kashuk Brightening Powder and the Undetectable Loose Powder. I honestly can't remember if I like these or not. I do remember that I used to really, really like the Sonia Kashuk Loose Powder, so I'm just going to keep them and figure that out later. Next is the IT Bye Bye Pores Pressed Powder. I like this one. It doesn't give any flashback. It's just a nice translucent powder. Then there is the Jane Cosmetics Translucent Powder. This is also a pressed powder. I like this one, doesn't give flashback. Then we've got the Nuance by Selma Hayek Velvety Smooth Pressed Powder in light medium. I have not used this. It does look a little bit dark for me, so maybe I'll try it out in the winter or the summertime. Then there's the LA Girl Pro Face HD Powder, and this is in Fair. It is a little bit dark, like I can really only use this if I have tanner on or if I'm just going for a darker tan look with my foundation, but I'm gonna go ahead and keep it because I do like this powder. Then there's the Maybelline Master Fix Setting Powder. I don't use Maybelline anymore. Then we've got the Mally Cosmetics Ultra HD Fantasy Foundation in the color Fair. It is pretty dark to be fair, but I can probably use it in the summertime, so I'm gonna keep it. Next is the Too Faced Cocoa Powder Foundation. This is in the color Fair. I do actually really like this pressed powder, so I'm gonna go ahead and keep it. Also, I've hit pan, so might as well finish it. Then here's one of my favorite powders. This is the Physician Formula Mineral Wear Talc-free mineral face powder in translucent. I really need to get a new one, but I'm gonna keep this one until I do get a new one. Here is the Pixi by Petra Flawless Finishing Powder in translucent. This is a really, really, really good pressed powder, and it's pretty inexpensive because it's a drugstore powder, so I'm gonna keep that. Then there is the Too Faced Peach Perfect Mattifying Loose Setting Powder. This does have a peachy undertone, and I haven't quite decided if I really like this powder yet. I do like the consistency of it. I like that it is a heavier powder, so I'm just gonna keep it to decide later, I guess. Then there are 2 Imani Cosmetics powders. I don't know if they're different kinds. This is the Bye Bye Shine, and oh, this is like a skin illuminator. It kind of looks shimmery, but I haven't tried it, so I'm gonna keep it. And then we've got the Bye Bye Shine powder in translucent. I'm gonna keep both of these. I haven't really gotten a chance to try these much. Next is the Pure Cosmetics Balancing Act Shine Control Powder. This one I remember being confused by because it doesn't have a shade on it, like it doesn't say translucent or anything, but it does have a deeper skin tone to it. I remember that it made my face look a little bit darker, so I'm gonna keep this for the winter time. Then we've got the Too Faced Peach Blur Translucent Smoothing Finishing Powder. I remember being very confused by this because For one, it's pink and it gives off like a shiny cast on your face. It's super weird. I do not like it, so I'm gonna give it away. Next, we've got the Too Faced I Want Candy Banana Pudding Powder. This is the brightening face powder. It is pretty yellow. I can't remember if I liked it too much. I'm gonna keep it just in case for the summertime if it does work underneath my eyes when I'm tan. Then we got the Jane Cosmetics Multicolored Correcting Powder. I'm gonna keep this as well. I haven't really gotten the chance to try it much. So next is the Physicians Formula Mineral Wear Loose Powder. This is in translucent light. I really liked this powder and how it looked on my face. It was so nice, but it's way too dark. Like, it would never work for me. When you set it on top of your wet foundation, it gets really dark. So I'm gonna give this away. It just doesn't work for my skin tone. Then we've got the Tarte Cosmetics Filtered Light Setting Powder. I remember I did not like this at all. Again, it was a really fine powder and just looked bad on my face. And last but not least, these are the LA Girl Pro HD setting powders. I've got 2 in banana yellow and 1 in translucent. I'm gonna give away the banana yellow ones because usually yellow setting powders just don't work for me, so I'm gonna keep the translucent one and give away the other ones. And that is it for powders, and this is what the little case looks like. I'm gonna put it in the drawer. It looks really nice compared to what it was. Okay, and now we've got a whole thing of primers. I'm going to separate these by like individual primers and brands because I have a lot of duplicates that I need to get rid of. So I'm gonna do that really quick. So I'm gonna start in this section right here. These are all NYX primers. Yeah. So we've got a green, pink, blue, and orange color correcting primer. I don't really ever use these, so I'm gonna give them away because I don't think I've even touched these before. I've got 2 NYX pore fillers. One is new, one is like partially opened. I think I'm just gonna keep this one. I don't think I even like this, but I'm just gonna keep it because I have it. Then we've got 3 Angel Veil primers. I don't really use these anymore either. I'm just gonna keep one in case I do some drugstore tutorials, and I'm going to give away the rest. Then we've got 2 liquid illuminators. I can't use these because, oh, just kidding. We've got 4 of them. I can't use any of these because they are way too dark for me. And 2 Hydra Touch base primers. I'm going to keep one of these and give away the one that is fuller because, I mean, I don't think I'll need 2 of these. And 1 HD Studio Photogenic Primer Base. I actually really like this primer and I forgot about it, so I'm glad that I came by it. 1 Shine Killer Primer. I don't think I like this very much, but I'm just gonna keep it. Why not? 2 LA Girl Pro Prep HD Smoothing Face Primers. One I haven't opened, one I have used a couple times. I'm gonna keep this one and give away the other one. Then we've got a couple Flower Beauty primers. This one is a face and body illuminator. I've used it in one of my tutorials and it was like way too much, like way too illuminating. So I'm gonna give this away. And then I've got 2 of the Erase Everything primers. One I haven't opened, one I have opened. I actually really like these primers. Very hydrating and kind of make your face sticky for like foundation, which I like. So I'm going to give away the one that I haven't opened. Then we've got a Gerard Cosmetics BB Plus Illuminating Facial Cream. This thing is cool, but it's too dark for me, so I can't use it. Next, we've got the Too Faced Primed and Peachy Cooling Matte Skin Perfecting Primer. This was very mattifying. I'm not a total fan of mattifying primers, but I'm just going to keep it in case I want to use it in the future. Then we've got a few beauty oils. I'm going to keep all of these just because I do like experimenting with beauty oils and using them for different things. First, we've got the Tarte Maracuja Oil, the Tarte Rainforest of the Sea Radiance Drops, the Beauty Bakery Wake and Bake Baking Oil, the Velvet 59 24 Karat Gold Dream Oil, the Jouer Daily Repair Treatment Oil, the Pixie Rose Oil Blend, and the Dermalogica Phyto Replenishing Oil. Then we've got this Pure Cosmetics Make It Matte priming stick. I'm probably never going to use this, so I'm just going to give this away. Then we've got the Fenty Beauty Soft Matte Pro Filter. I actually really like this primer, so I'm going to keep it. And then we've got 4 different versions of the Hourglass Mineral Veil Primer. I'm going to keep this one and give away the rest because I don't really go through this stuff very much. Next we've got the Body Shop Tea Tree Pore Minimizer. I don't really use this very much, but I might in the future. That's kind of like the pattern of this whole thing. I haven't used it very often, but I might use it in the future. Then we've got the Physicians Formula Spotlight Illuminating Primer. I did find this to be a little bit sparkly, and I wasn't sure how I felt about it, but I'm gonna keep it because I do remember it making my skin look really pretty in like the daylight. Then we've got the Tarte Drink of H2O Hydrating Boost Face Cream. I'm actually gonna put this in my skincare drawer. I don't think it's technically a primer. Then we've got 3 Stila one-step primers. One is the regular primer, the other one is the color correcting primer, and then this one is the illuminating primer. The illuminating primer is just a little bit too dark for me, so I'm going to give that one away, but I'm going to keep the other 2. Then we've got a bunch of the Too Faced Hangover Primers. I am going to try to put the liquid of this one into this one, and then I'm going to keep one extra one because I go through these things so often, and I'm going to give away the other one because I don't need 3 of them. Next we've got a So Susan Afterglow. I think this is technically a highlighter, so that's going to go in my highlighting drawer. Then we've got the Milk Makeup Illuminating Blur Stick. I wasn't really sure how I felt about this one, but it is a cool concept, so I'm going to keep it in case I want to use it in the future. Next is the Jouer Anti-Aging Moisture Primer. I really like this stuff. Super moisturizing, really nice on my skin. Then we've got the e.l.f. Water Droplet Balm. I remember not really being super crazy about this stuff. It made my face feel really heavy and sticky, so I'm going to put this in a bag to possibly give to my friends because I don't know how it works with stuff that you like dip your hands into, because I used it a couple times and like I don't know if you'll be able to donate that. Then we've got the e.l.f. Hydrating Face Primer, which I like, and then the e.l.f. Illuminating Moisturizer, which I like both of these, so I'm going to keep them. Next is the Pixi by Petra Rose Flash Balm. I haven't used this stuff yet, but I do want to try it out. It says it's a moisturizer, primer, and mask in one, so I don't know how that's going to turn out, but I do want to try it. And then we've got the Pixi by Petra Glow Booster. It's just like a face illuminator. I do like this stuff. It isn't too dark for my face, which is kind of hard to find sometimes because most illuminators are a little bit dark. Then we've got this CYO Bronzing Shimmer Oil. I'm not really sure what this stuff is. I don't think I will ever use it, so I'm gonna give it away. Then we've got a lot of the Tarte Brighter Days Highlighting Moisturizer. I'm gonna keep one of these. Again, I don't really like this stuff because it is so shimmery. Like when you're underneath direct sunlight or like flashback, it shows sparkles on your face. I'm just going to keep one just in case, but then I'm going to give away these other ones. Then we've got a Dermalogica Calm Water Gel, which I'm going to put in my skincare drawer because this is not really a primer. And then there are 2 Hydro Blurring Primers from Dermalogica. I'm going to give away one and keep one of them because I'm not going to go through both of those. Then we've got 2 Farsali Jelly Beams. These are technically highlighters, so I'm going to put these in my highlighting drawer. Next is a NYX Soft Focus Primer. I don't think I will ever use this again. I think I used it once and didn't really like it. Then we've got 2 Farsali Unicorn Essence Primer Drops. I'm going to keep both of these because these are like one of my top favorite primers. And I go through them really fast. Then we've got 3 Farsali Rose Gold Elixirs. One is kind of like a mini one. I'm pretty sure, yeah, this mini one is like empty, so I'm going to keep these 2 big ones. Then we've got the Imani Cosmetics Perfect Tan Primer Serum. I really like this stuff. It's really moisturizing. Next is the Cover FX Blurring Primer. I do not like this stuff. It felt really bad on my face. It like brought out my dry patches and it just doesn't work with my dry skin, so I'm going to give this away. Then there is the Becca Velvet Blurring Primer. I remember this stuff also kind of clung onto my dry patches, but it wasn't quite as bad. It almost felt a little moisturizing at the same time. So I'm going to keep it, like, if I ever feel oily during the day or something. Next is the Becca Shimmering Skin Perfector, but this is in Opal. I remember I used this in a tutorial and forgot that it was the shade Opal, and it's way too dark for me, so I'm gonna give it away because I'll probably never use it again. Then we've got the Becca First Light Priming Filter, one of my favorite primers. It's so pretty on the skin. Doesn't have any like sparkles in it or anything, it just makes your face look really illuminated. And then we've got the Becca Backlight Priming Filter, which is pretty much the same as the purple one, it's just a little bit thicker in texture. Alright, so I'm just gonna go ahead and put these in the drawer and then put the drawer back in the dresser part. Alright, new and improved primer drawer. For those of you wondering why I just like plop them in the drawer who haven't watched my other decluttering videos, I'm first going through all of my makeup products and throwing out all the stuff that I don't want and kind of organizing as I go. And once everything is thrown out that I don't want and put into place, I'm gonna buy some more drawer organizers like the one that I used for my face powders, and I'm going to use them for all of the drawers. I just need to do this one step at a time and take care of different products like one at a time. Okay everyone, that is it for this video. I hope you enjoyed watching me fix my life one step at a time again. I think next I'm probably going to be doing my highlighting drawers. They are a literal mess and I need to get rid of a lot of them. But anyways, that's pretty much it. Thank you so much for watching. I love you and I will catch you in my next video. Bye guys.